Welcome to Cup Hazard number 2. So before we begin, I will let you all know this is my second attempt at this video. The other video that I just erased went 44.5 minutes in. Basically, I got into my feelings, I got into my bias, and I went in a total tangent on shit that wasn't concerning the video. I also did some definitions from Google about racist and bigot. We will do that again. However, it has nothing to do with the video. It has to do with a specific person that spoke up in the video. So, we're going to do this one more time. I'm going to do my best not to get into my feelings. And I'm going to say some hypocritical shit. But the hypocritical shit that I'm going to say is closer to right than wrong, depending on your aspect. So, I want to make sure we're clear. I have no intention of lying to you, which is why I'm telling you about the shit I deleted. I went into the racism of Trump and some more shit. I went into how I personally feel that if you are of certain ethnicities following this guy, he just hasn't reached your race yet, and you're shooting yourself in the foot. I went into all that shit. I mentioned Asians, I mentioned blacks, I mentioned natives. White people get a hall pass. And the reason why they get a hall pass is simply the fact that Donald's white and they're white. The only thing that he doesn't like about white people is nothing. So white people get a hall pass, and I mean that with the utmost respect to white people. If you're here and you're white and you're following me, this is not about you personally. It's just about like white people and white privilege and Trump. You know? So don't take that shit personal. Understand that I tell you guys I give you 99.9. I'm letting you know why I deleted the video. I got all my biases on that video, and I didn't really make the salient point that I was supposed to make. I talked about the Democrats. I talked about the Republicans. I talked about the Republicrats. And the Democrats. Or the Democrats. Or the Democrats. I mean, the Demo Republicans. I forgot the word I used. It'll probably come up again. And I pointed out some shit. So, as we begin the second attempt at this, just wanted to level the playing field. And so, a lot of people aren't in tune to owning their shit. I also do a lot of cussing. Which is another reason why I had to delete the video. There was a lot of MFs. There was a lot of Fs. There's a lot of other things too. So that's why we're starting over. The title of this thing is Politicians Don't Give a Damn About Us or the Issues Until It Hits Home. So let's do it. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to say this one time, and we're going to try to keep this video, so I'm trying to get into my feelings. There will be some hypocritical shit coming out of my mouth. So I apologize. Now, your point of view is going to make you decide if I'm a hypocrite or not. So it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to be a hypocrite to somebody. But I'm also going to drop some hardcore truth. And I dropped them in the other video. Debating on if I want to drop them in here or not. So I might. But I'm going to go ahead and drop them. Or not. See how easy that is? So let's go. So 1. The Republicans and Trump and the Democrats and Biden. All of them. Excuse me. And this big ass CF are living rent free in our heads. They are literally controlling every move we make and every thought we have because of social media, because of the media, because of everything that they're doing, and everything in America is gone crazy. All right? I vote Democrat because it's the lesser of our two evils. I don't agree with anything Republican right now. And I also discussed rape, incest, women's bodily autonomy that they no longer have the rights to, and we are allowing this. I talked about my siblings and their children and their things that could happen, and it upsets me greatly that no one is seeing this shit but me. So that's why I deleted the video, because I literally went off on like Trump shit. So now that we got all the shit that I deleted out of the way, we can start by saying this. As I said in the beginning of the video, I don't care if you voted for Trump and it's about your wallet. I do care if you voted for Trump because he made it okay to be openly racist, and everybody just jumped on that bandwagon. So this is the part where I grabbed this phone and I hit Google and I asked for the definition of racist, and this is the part where you listen. Hey Google, what's the definition of racist?
Here's the definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
You got that? Let's read it for you before I do bigot. Prejudice, discrimination, antagonism directed against a person or people on the bias of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is minority marginalized. And then it says a program to combat racism. But we're not going to go there because I don't give a shit about that. Hey, what is a bigot?
Here's the definition of bigot: a person who is obstinately or unreasonably attached to a belief, opinion, or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against or antagonistic toward a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group.
Now, let's read that one too. Just in case you didn't understand it, both of the damn definitions is pretty much the same. It's just worded differently. So I guess being bigoted is a little bit nicer than being a straight all-out racist. A person who is obstinately or unreasonably attached to a belief, opinion, or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against an I think that's antagonistic, towards a person or people on the bias of their membership of a particular group. Now, the only damn difference with this one is that it is worded exactly different than the fucking word racist. It is. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to click on what this bigot means. And it says again, a person who strongly and unfairly dislikes other people, ideas, etc. A bigot person, especially a person who hates to or refuses to accept members of people of a particular group such as racial or religion. The label a bigot after making some offensive comments. Now you tell me the damn difference between a racist and a bigot, and Google just corrected me on that. So if they're both pretty much the same damn thing, I think I was well within my right to say that if you're following Trump because he's helping your wallet, we can be friends. If you're following Trump because he made it okay for you to be a racist or a bigot, then we can't be friends. And I can't support that shit because, in case you can't see, I am of mixed ethnicity, or mixed race, depending on what you want to call it. Let's find out what Google says. Damn it. What is a race?
Here's the definition of race: a competition between runners, horses, vehicles, boats, etc.
What is the definition between your race and your ethnicity?
According to students, Washington University in St. Louis, race refers to the concept of dividing people into groups on the basis of various sets of physical characteristics and the process of ascribing social meaning to those groups. Ethnicity describes the culture of people in a given geographic region, including their language, heritage, religion, and customs.
Now, I hit on this thing that says, what are 5 races? OMB, I have no idea what that means. Requires 5 maximum categories: white, black, or African American, American Indian or Alaskan Native, Asian, and Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander. So, that being said, hey Google, if I'm mixed race, how do I identify? Multi-ethnic people identify themselves. Okay, what does mixed race mean? Differing from made up of 2 or more races. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. Point being made. If you're following Trump because he made it okay for you to be bigoted or racist and stay racist shit out public, we cannot be friends. I cannot support that. This tea is great. But if you're supporting Trump because it helps your wallet, I can understand that. Because everybody's wallet needs a little bit of a boost. Now, like I said, Trump's in the news more now. Biden's in the news more now. But more importantly, they are living rent free in our heads. Rent fucking free in our fucking heads. With like no issues, no worries, no nothing. But we're all feeding the beast. We are feeding this beast. You got motherfuckers that's on Trump's side. He can do no wrong. You got motherfuckers on Biden's side. They can do no wrong. And I'm sorry for swearing. And you got people like me. I voted for Biden because Elizabeth Warren dropped out. Petey Pete dropped out. Andrew Yang dropped out. I like Sanders, but I wasn't voting for Sanders. There was no Republicans but Trump. There was no fucking way in hell I was voting for a guy who wanted to see people my age dead in 1989. That would be the Central Park 5 that I keep mistaking for the Central Park 7. There is no way that I want to vote for a guy who could look me dead in the face and say, "You don't look like a native to me." Duh. I'm not all the way native. There is no way that I can vote for someone who told native people from North Dakota or South Dakota, wherever the Dakota Access Pipeline was coming through, which was probably both, I have nothing to do with that, and I'm not going to let that come through if I'm the president. Then you have a black president who signs a decree that that pipeline's not coming through Lakota land. And then you have a white president, that same president when he was a candidate, that told that same group of Native Americans that he wasn't going to let that shit happen. He signs the decree to destroy the decree that the black president wrote so that the pipeline could come through. Now you tell me how this isn't in my head all the time. I'm part native. Understand that shit. And if you can sit here and say, well, under Trump, my wallet was fat. Yours was. Mine wasn't. So I can't knock you for that. But if you sit here and say, well, Echo, check this out. I don't like black people. I don't like native people. I damn sure don't like mixed people. Then we have a problem. Because I'm part black. I'm part white. And I'm part native. So what part of me are you going to like? Because I can't pull the black off me. And I can't get the native out of me. And I will never be white no matter what I do. It's not going to happen. So again, I ask, if you're following him because of your wallet, we're good. I can support you for that because I understand how it feels to be poor. The only other option is that you're following him because you want to be a bigot and you just didn't want everybody else in the universe to know it. However, if you've been paying attention to social media, if you've been paying attention to the news, if you've been paying attention to anything, Trump has cost more people who wanted to be bigotedly out in the open their life. Understand that shit. And I ain't talking about January 6th where the veteran Air Force lady gets killed. No. I'm talking about motherfuckers that get up on social media, just like this YouTube channel, and again, I'm sorry for swearing, and start doing shit. And saying racist shit. And then if you cut on TikTok, TikTok done cost people some jobs, yo. And generally all those people were white people. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but it's the truth. You get up on TikTok and you have like maybe 4 or 5 white cats that's activists for people of color. And those 4 or 5 white cats have cost other white cats jobs. Those 4 or 5 white cats have formulated bands of black people gathering in front of the houses of racist white people who idealize Trump to the fucking draws that he wears. So again, if you're following him because he's got your wallet by the balls, I get it. But if you're following him because he's like, yo, I made it so that everybody can tell people that are Asian, why don't they ask China to call a native woman Pocahontas every day I see her because of her 4% native DNA. Need I go on? Need I go back to the Central Park 5? Need I go back to 1993? Where they don't like Indians to be? Excuse me. These motherfuckers are living rent free in our head. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to get on Biden. Because as far as I know, as far as I've been able to find, he's done one thing that was racist. And that was what got him the election. Straight up. It was on either Entertainment Tonight or Inside Edition. It was maybe one or both. When he sat there just as calm as possible and said these words. If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Now he said that. I will never not say that he didn't say that. Just like I can never not say, especially since this video of both him and Trump doing or saying some shit that was not becoming. Where Trump said that he wanted the 5 from Central Park dead. If I could have the death penalty back on the thing, I would have these young men executed. Go watch the video. He never apologized to them. Somebody years later. Some of them didn't even get to live to see their freedom or their exoneration. But he never apologized. He never will man up and say, I'm sorry to the Central Park 5. Now, my favorite is when he told the Navajo Code Talkers, which I also mentioned in the video that I deleted. We have a woman who has been here just as long as you guys. She's very important. We call her Pocahontas. When he was jabbing at Elizabeth Warren. But I'm pretty sure the openly racist people that follow him don't see that. And let's go to another part that I deleted in the video. The lady asked him about COVID-19, and he straight came at her, why don't you ask China? The white lady who tried to give her time, he said, I don't have time for women like you. The white man that tried to give the Chinese girl her time. I don't answer your questions. But this is a guy y'all idolize because he made it okay to be bigoted and racist. Where Joe Biden said one racist thing. This dude's been saying racist shit since he got in office. But y'all don't see that. Y'all don't want to see that. If I find more shit about Biden, I'll bring it up. It's not going to be a big issue. I know his son's in deep shit. I don't give a fuck about his son. Just like I don't give a fuck about any of Trump's kids, which I also mentioned in the other video. Because Tiffany, she's probably the only Trump that didn't get involved in any of this shit, but she got verbally abused by other people because they didn't like her father. That's not something that she could fucking help. Barron, You know, he's a kid. So he's off limits. At least Tiffany's like 19, so she can handle herself. But Barron's like 14. No, he has no business being in any kind of conflict because his daddy's a dumbass. That's just not an option. As for older sister Ivanka, Don Jr., and fucking Ivanka's husband, they're grown. He also gave them jobs. So they are not off limits. No. You notice that Biden ain't hired nobody in his family for the jobs. Where Trump just like slapped all his best friends and shit with government jobs. One of them is apparently going to jail for a few months. That would be Steve Bannon. I'm like, dude, what makes this man so powerful that you are willing to go to jail for him? What is it? Is he like, oh, I'm going to assassinate you if you snitch? I'm not going to put it past him, but I don't think he's got that kind of power. But hey, I don't know. But I can tell you this. If at all, he is living in our heads rent free. And so is Biden. So are the Democrats. So are the Republicans. And so are the Republicrats. And what the hell? The Republicrats. The Republicans. The Democrats. The Democons. And the Republicans. Fuck it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, they're all living in our head rent free. But, again, you guys can go find these videos. And I want you to understand something. I said this before, I'll say it again. If you're a Trump supporter and we're friends, it shouldn't affect our friendship unless you're the opposite of this. If you are following Trump because of your wallet, we're good. I'm good with that. But if you're following Trump because he made it okay for you to be openly racist and bigot, then I'm not good with that. Not the fuck at all. Because I've been dealing with racism all my fucking life. I gave you guys the definitions of a racist and a bigot. You do with it what you want. Most people do. In my other video, I talked about Asians, Mexicans, and blacks that were down for Trump. And I also brought up Central Park 7, Pocahontas, Axe China. And then I also brought up the Filipino man who was attacked by a group of people who were racist. I do not remember if they were black or white, but I do know that they were racist, and they thought he was Chinese because of Kung Fu, or Kung Flu, and Wuhan disease, and what the hell was the other one? The Chinese virus. So these people who were attacked, these Asian people who have been attacked, Asian hate got up on the rise because of those little statements. Which is why I said, if you were Asian and you were supporting Trump, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because racist people still believe that if you were Chinese, regardless of you not being Chinese, but if you are Asian looking, did you have the fucking COVID? And then it's your fault. And now they're gonna fuck your shit up. The price of guns went down as the people who were buying them were mostly Asian people buying them. Asian hate went on a fucking high rate within the first year of COVID. Asian hate went up. Up until Olivia Munn and other people started doing stuff, Asian hate was on the rise. And Asian hates were victims by blacks and whites. But then you still look in the fucking area, and you have another Asian going around hollering Trump 2020 and doing the quotations and shit. And I'm like, you just haven't ran into the right racist person yet. You got black people doing everything they can for Trump. All up in the rallies, hands waving and shit. And, you know, they got your kids suffering because all of the kids, the parents who don't support Trump are picking on your kid. And that kid wrote a note and it was broadcast on the news. You got the black people who clearly forgot about the Central Park 5. And how he said he wanted those young black men to be executed. Even though DNA exonerated them little too late. And he still wasn't man enough to say, I'm sorry. But yet you got all those people going around that are black supporting Trump. Not knowing about something that I found out about like in the 70s where he wouldn't even let black people rent from him. and he got in trouble for that shit. And I guess I'm not the only one because I was born in '73, and this shit happened between '76 and '78, so I was still in grade school. So whatever was going on, apparently a lot of black people aren't doing their research. Even Amber Rosa says she heard him use the N-word, and that was his girl. So hall pass denied. But nobody's black doing that. They're not listening. And the black people who are being racist and attacking Chinese people, I'm not going to say there aren't any racist Chinese people attacking blacks, but as far as the hate crimes go, it's been the opposite, And then for Mexicans, where he claimed all Mexicans were rapists and drug dealers, which, there are Mexican people that were supporting him and voting for him. You're all shooting yourselves in the foot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is offending you. I'm sorry. And then there was Muslims. Muslims who were in the country couldn't leave the country. Muslims that was from the country couldn't come back to the country. But I'm pretty sure y'all all forgot about that too. That being said, I'm Echo Fan Green Wolf. These videos will be posted by Tuesday now. Thank you for watching.